glad it's over. Okay, my next question for you. When did the light come on that this was a special record? Like you're like, oh, okay.
You mean like...
Assuming it has.
Yeah, you mean like when I knew...
That the record, not just the song.
Okay, not when I had the vision of everything fitting.
Right. Yeah, that had a big question mark next to it.
I would say, honestly,
Yesterday.
It probably wasn't until when we were in Butte. Mm-hmm. You know, I felt strongly about it, and I felt strongly about the songs. And, like, if nothing else happened, I knew, for me, who has not been the most proficient in my life of seeing things through, I have lots of big ideas. Lots of creative endeavors that don't get past...
Well, you're hard to work with?
The first stage. Well, most of the time it's stuff I do by myself.
Well, like I said.
Yeah. But it's like, I knew that even, it was like, I don't know, I wasn't that nervous. Like, there's that trust again with Dylan and our cosmic alignment that he is in our musical lives, you know, and like he's sensitive and intuitive. So I was a little nervous about that session and us not being there, because I thought, okay, you know, this is like...
what if it's a whole day's recording of stuff you don't like?
Yeah, and then what?
And that happens.
But then because we kind of talked, like, at that point, even though I kind of had a timeline and a deadline in my mind, I knew that the project and the way it is a story and has this intention, if it took another 6 months to finish it, we would do that. Mm-hmm. Because we have the benefit of time in that way. But when we got the mixes back the first time, which I had to listen to without you, I was like, oh yeah. But at that time, because I'm so sensitive to sound, when you get the mixes back at first, all the stuff that is newly been laid in is EQ'd really loud. And so I would be like, oh my God. But when we were in Butte, Montana, one of our favorite places, and Dylan sent the rough mixes of everything that Juan had done, which happened at the end of July. And we stood there on my phone and listened to the whole album. And I cried. I mean, we both teared up at one point. It was like, oh.
I was just crying because it's finally over.
But, you know, because we just never stopped. Like, we have been going like this since April. Between touring and trying to make an album, starting, stopping, having breakdowns, stopping smoking weed, having, like, all of the demands of life never stop. There's a genocide going on. I mean, it's like, there's so much going on. And when we got to Montana, the timing of Juan finishing the parts, we got the rough mixes, I was finally able to stop. We were far away from home, away from distractions. And when we heard those rough mixes, I was like, okay, whoa, this is special. Like, this is exactly what I wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. And somehow it is. Yeah.
Next question.
Do you feel like making this album has changed you at all?
Changed me? Yeah, I think it's broke down. You know, we use the term burning off the driftwood sometimes. It's like there's this part of me that doesn't serve a purpose anymore. You know, and you got to burn those parts off of you. And mine is the guy who's tapping quick and getting through all that. I don't have that part in me unless I'm taking speed. And then in that case, you know, what good is it? You know, and coming to terms with that. that has changed me to where it's like, okay, that served me for a while. You know, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but I did a ton of work, did a lot of really good work, and you know, that served me and was a way that I made a living for a long time. And now I don't need to do that anymore. And it's not having to be that guy. I think I can go back in there probably today and turn that stuff on and not be frustrated by it. Because I know what it is, and I know a process that we came up with, which was finding a tempo and, you know, sitting in there and recording my little parts by myself, you know.
Basically just slowing it way
slow
down.
Yeah. And that's just from years of doing one thing one certain way, you know. That changed. I think my my openness to your vision has gotten deeper and stronger. It's like because we share it. Because I'm pulling these songs out that match what you've already had in mind. And that's weird when you get down to it. Some sort of clairvoyance going on. And I trust that more. And I'm not so solitary. You know, I've been solitary really for a long time. And even in bands.
And how, saying that, how we write together now is just so natural.
Yeah, and
you start something and then it just, the channel between us, it's really the triangle. You know, we're plugged into this higher frequency, higher power, and it's moving and it's just open. And so much of that is, I think, was strengthened through making this record. Because we had to lean on each other, but we also had to
hold each other up.
Hold each other.
You'd lean, I'd lean.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it my turn? Yeah. Concept record is a term that we both don't care for, mainly because I just feel like it's been beat to death. And anytime I hear somebody's did a concept record, I go, oh.
What is
but
then
I don't know why. You know, it's.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, my question was, how is this a concept record?
Even though we don't
why have we made one? Yeah.
Wait. Oh, go ahead. Say something. I'm just seeing if we can
I'm
find
just thinking
another
that these
word.
songs arrived together. They weren't contrived together. They all arrived.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah, I caught that live. I bet that right now.
Because we were just talking about how are we going to talk about this without using that word.